Hello there, beautiful people. It is December 13th, 2014, and got a lot on my mind today and just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. Been thinking a lot about traditions, and we are in the thick of the holiday season, about the midpoint between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's a time of year where we tend to do the things that we have always done for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and for New Year's. We tend to eat the same things that we've eaten for our entire lives on these days. And we tend to celebrate in similar ways that we have as well. So what I've been thinking about is how, as I've gone through my journey and continuing to question the norm, the way that society tends to process through holidays, whether it's purchasing presents for the family or what we put on our tables, and just about anything really. This is kind of an emotional topic for me, so if I don't find words at times, that might be why. But for me, and I'm just sharing my experience with you. I'm not trying to change any beliefs here or anything like that. I just want you to know a little bit more about me and what I've experienced and where I am today as a human being. So I always question, why do we do the things that we do? And this started for me probably when I was a teenager, where I can remember that it was happening. And I think the first experience that stands out the most to me is the Catholic religion. I began attending a Catholic church when I was about 19, 20-ish, somewhere in there. And for those of you that have been to a Catholic Mass, there's a very particular way to go about doing church. And if you don't follow the way they do it, you're not part of who they are. They exclude you. You are not a Catholic. You are something other than a Catholic, and therefore not in the group. At least that was my experience and the way that I felt throughout the years. So my point of going back there is to point out that as we're in this holiday season and experiencing the traditional celebratory ways that we go about it, let's question why we're doing what we're doing. Perhaps not. But as we do kind of look at our thinker, why we're thinking the thoughts that we're thinking, and what leads us to the actions that we are performing, we might be able to discover something that says, there is really no reason for me to continue to do this, and it makes no sense. For example, for me, July 13th, 2013, I made the decision to stop eating meat and dairy and refined sugars, processed foods, pretty much anything that could possibly have a toxin in it, I eliminated. And that entire process started with why. Why do we raise chickens on mass-produced farms and inject them with hormones and antibiotics and grow them so fast in an 8-week period that they can't even walk on their feet, and they're basically just sitting in the dark all day so that they don't move around and lose weight, just so the farmer can make the most amount of money off of that bird. Why do we participate in that, and why do we continue to purchase chicken that comes from farms that is basically, it's disgusting. I've been on the farms, I've seen it in person. The same goes for cows and pigs and any other meat that you get in a store. It's pretty bad. So that was a big eye-opener for me, and I was like, wow, I went 38 years of my life not knowing this stuff and not being aware of what I was eating and what I was participating in and what I was promoting. I mean, our dollar, where our dollar goes, that promotes whatever activity is behind that product. So I'm just putting this video out there to say, hey, let's question things. Let's get down to the bottom of what we are participating in. A lot of people have said to me over the last year and a half, well, that's great, you can eat whatever you want. I'm going to eat what my grandparents ate because they lived to be their 90s and they lived a full life. Well, is it possible that what Grandma and Grandpa ate, the bacon, the cheese, the milk, the eggs, is nowhere near what we have in our stores today that's labeled eggs, cheese, chicken? Is it possible that if we think we're eating what Grandma and Grandpa ate, we're really not? We're eating a product that is so far removed from 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago that it's not even something that Grandma and Grandpa would recognize. They got all their food from probably a local farm that was in the area and did not have all of the stuff that is in our products today. So just something to consider there. Trying to raise awareness of knowing what you're putting into your body, because what we do put into our bodies changes our DNA. And that was another big thing for me to discover. Hold on a minute. We can change our DNA by what we put into our body, by what we think. We can change our DNA. That's pretty powerful. So know that you are efficacious to the point where you can change your DNA just from a thought. So ponder that, and I love you and hope you are enjoying this beautiful day in your heart, and we will talk soon. Mwah. Namaste.